Hi, I'm fake news anchor and real-life owner of a sketchy pet shop in the middle of a back alley that definitely wasn't open until tonight, close to Halloween. Keegan Zipper. This is What We Missed, the part of the show where I recap the events of what we forgot to predict and then give us points for what we did get right, the very few. Just a reminder that our pets are alive in spirit, just not in body. With that joke, I think I've just become officially the carrot top of TSTV, which means my career is dead. Almost as dead as our pets allegedly are. With that, let's move on to what we missed. This past week, a study in the Journal of the American Medical Association indicated that Southern cooking, such as anything you'd find at a family potluck you didn't want to be invited to, increases the chance of higher blood pressure and heart disease among African Americans. So far, the Austin Police Department says there will be no trial or arrest, and the YTC are currently bathing in sweet tea on the South Mall. 1 week ago today, the Senate hearing of Kavanaugh and Dr. Ford both testified, and any of you know what news fatigue is? Yeah, it's this dreariness that comes from seeing the same headlines over and over again with seemingly no hope of anything improving. And suddenly you find yourself staring at an empty page with an empty mind and empty hands, trying to write another joke about a man that doesn't have to face his consequences of his actions. Anyhow, Brett Dirty Doo-Doo Man Kavanaugh said Kavanaugh to Christine Blasey Ford's sexual assault accusation, and his nomination will be moving forward, apparently. Damn it. On Sunday, Kanye West proposed abolishing the 13th Amendment, which is indeed the amendment that ended slavery. If you were wondering what punchline I could possibly write to a setup like that, I am too. If you're curious about how I'd go about tackling that beast, I am too. And if you're asking yourself about what health insurance we can provide, press 3. Kanye also performed on SNL this past week, and after giving the strangest musical performance of the show ever, he proceeded to rant about something involving how he doesn't care if Trump is a racist. Longhorn Late Night has yet to comment on whether or not they'll be ripping off that part of SNL too. Just yesterday, FEMA tested the presidential alert. These are like Amber Alerts, except they cannot be turned off. I once dated someone named Amber, and believe me, she could be turned off, and was, frequently. The test was administered to over 200 million smartphones and is meant to warn citizens against missile strikes, acts of terrorism, and every angry thought Trump has. It'll vibrate so much that it might finally please Amber. Finally this week, scientists at Johns Hopkins University believe psychedelic mushrooms might be a good way to treat anxiety, which would be a nice side effect because I've just been taking them for fun. Last week we ended with 204 points. Pathetic. But what we also did last week was we predicted that frats would go completely sober and would allow them to develop womanology, the key step to finally understanding women. Well, unfortunately, that didn't happen. I did see a couple frat dudes tell some woman to smile, like we also predicted, so 17 points, or 1 for each bruise left on those frats by the women. Last week, we also predicted that the FDA would continue to crack down on Juul and other e-cigs by reviving good old classic cigarettes with ads targeting kids. Couple things. 1, technically the FDA doesn't endorse cigarettes, so -7 points. 1 for each letter in the word endorse. The FDA has given harsher crackdowns on Juul with a surprise inspection that occurred Friday. So, 19 points for us. For however many letters are in the word surprise inspection, if you spell it with a hyphen. And number 3, because of our claims about cigarettes, penises, and children, the FDA has given us a fine of $6,000. But who cares? No loss of points. We end tonight with 233 points. Or how many more pets I have to sell before the devil takes my soul. And now, when simple party fun hurts us all.